Hey y'all, it's Nicole. I'm back at it again with another video. And this video is over how I saved $30,000 over the course of 4.5 years as a college student. So when I decided to go to college, I knew I didn't want to use my own money first and foremost, and I didn't want to be in debt. So I feel like this video, well, the beginning of this video is more targeted towards high school students about to exit and enter college that are of a low income household that live in a state that offers like tuition assistance. Because the first thing, apply for Oklahoma's Promise. And if you don't know what that is, it's a state issued tuition waiver that's granted to students in a household that makes less than $55,000 annually. And if you want to apply for this, you have to do it between the grade level of 8th through 10th, I believe. And this was the beginning steps I took to incur $30,000. As a college student, you know, tuition is not the only thing that you need to pay for. You have books, fees, miscellaneous things that they ask for you to get on syllabus. Like, it's just crazy how much money they want you to devote for your education when it should be free. So the second thing I did, which is something I know a lot of people don't want to do, but at the time, the military just was knocking on the door. They was ready for me to sign my life over, and Oklahoma's National Guard became an option. And whenever I joined, my intentions were to receive a tuition waiver, GI Bill money, like general discounts, home loan, health insurance, because, you know, when you don't have health insurance, you know, they're trying to take that out your tax refund, and we can't have that. We need all of that. So I had to make sure all my ends was covered by the time I turned 21. And by no means am I like advocating for the military or trying to push anybody to join just because of the benefits, because definitely if you get called to go on deployment, like, you will definitely be out there risking your life with everybody else. I was just fortunate enough to go through my whole college career uninterrupted. So definitely keep that in mind if you try to make this an option. Third thing I did was I targeted specific scholarships that was looking for like a particular criteria. So I'm really not big on scholarships because I'm not a good writer. I just kind of feel like I was wasting my time, or I would have been wasting my time applying for numerous scholarships. So I targeted ones that like had more money for the scholarship than that people actually signed up for. So ultimately you'll be granted the scholarship. And those scholarships normally were like the clubs I was in for being Black, a veteran, a STEM major, having a 3.5 GPA, just things that applies to you, because they have various scholarships for disabilities, race, all types. So definitely look into that, because that's just more money for your pockets. Okay, this one right here, y'all, number 4. Okay, this is like a key, and I didn't know this until more than halfway through. Before, the money you save through your tuition waivers, GI Bill money, if that's the route you take, scholarships, Pell Grants, pay for your account before all of that hits. Because if you do, when you get your W-2, right, that count as an out-of-pocket cost, so you can max out on your tax return. And guess what? More savings. Yes, exactly. You get it. So key 5, this is where I feel like the video starts to apply to everyone watching the video. So the first thing I would do when I got paid was I would deduct bill money. However you want to do that, deduct a little bit from this check, a little bit from the next check. However you want to do it, you do it that way. But with the money that you have left over, split that in half, right? Half of that now belongs to your savings and rainy day savings. Your savings being more like car maintenance. You know you're gonna need a few oil changes out the year, transmission, some tires. You might want to take a trip, but guess what? You ready for it because you was saving for it, boo. Rainy day savings. That's the savings where, you know, you wake up, your car decides not to wake up with you. You got the money for it, boo. You've been saving. Okay, now the other half of the money you save belongs to you. You, your wants, your desires. I personally believe $100 to $150 of spending money for 2 weeks is excellent. I think that's reasonable because you still can eat, have a little entertainment. That's 2 tanks of gas. That's a tank of gas a week. I mean, how much driving are you doing? But it's important to determine where you need to go and where you want to go. And be wise about where you want to go, because anything outside of 17 minutes, sis can't make it. A gas tank gonna make it. So you be smart about what you want to do. So something else I know people don't like to do is cook at home. That's how I'm able to survive off $100 and $150. So I might eat out maybe 2 times, 3 times a week. But I'm at home, I'm cooking, you feel me? That's more money in my pockets, I'm saving. You know, I might have a little money left over, go buy me a little chop, might go to a little thrift store, pick out a whole outfit. You never know, but you got the money to do it. Do it! They just missing my videos. So you saving all this money from tax returns, school returns, simply just saving. I mean, letting it sit there is cool, but you know, allowing it to incur some interest is even better. So the first investment I made was in a certificate account. And what that is like a account you open at your bank, and you deposit a certain amount of money for a certain term at a certain interest rate. I would not advise you to try to remove money from that account once you open it and you start incurring your interest until your term is over, because you can be penalized and you can be leaving with less money than you originally came with. So whenever you are looking to do something like that, they have all types. They have high yield, bump up, high up, sky down, all types of CD accounts. But I would really look at how much money you'd be making monthly for however long the term is. Let's say it's like 12 months, you put $5,000 in, and they're talking about you're gonna make $2 a month. That's a no. That's a definite no. Let's not do that one. They're gonna have to increase that a couple of dollars. That's too long to be locking up money for not a good profit. So I would say no to that. So another way that I made, a little profit on money that I already had was I would loan money out to close people, like mostly family members. I would say anything $500 and up needs to be documented, how much you expect to have returned and how long they will have the money. It needs to be in that documentation. I personally really wouldn't do that again. Looking back on it, it was very much a headache, but I made some profit. As long as my money is shaking and baking, I'm all right. So the last thing I did was start investing into stocks. Now, being that I had just started, I was trying to see what lanes was more profitable, and I took more of a liking towards like technology, medical devices, medicines, vehicles, energy type of things. And I actually seen quite a return. I was a little scared, so the type of money I was putting in then, you wouldn't see like a huge return, but $200 is awesome to just be starting out. If you would be interested in stocks, I would advise you to do studious research before you just gamble with your money, because technically that's what you're doing. And you could literally wake up one day and that money you invested that was at $1,000 profit is bankrupt. So those are all the steps that I did, all the keys that I learned to acquire $30,000 in the course of 4.5 years as a college student. If you have any questions, you can inbox me on Instagram or drop a question down here in the comments. I'm pretty open to talk about it and maybe elaborate more if need be. But I hope that I helped some high school students to decide on how they were going to come up with some money or come up with some saving tricks or something. I don't know. But thanks for watching.